Hey man, real say shit. You already know what the fuck going on. So, in light of new evidence that has been brought forward, I guess by surveillance and shit and new leaked footage, basically the NYPD has been lying about the K Flock situation. So let's get into this shit. But before we do, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let's run this shit the fuck up. Alright, so basically it was reported 2 days ago that K Flock is being charged for a murder, and it happened in a New York City barbershop. Now, police, they were basically coming forth with a whole scenario where he apparently went inside the barbershop, started the whole argument, fucking like made the person come outside because he was looking at him funny or something, and then shot him and killed him and then ran. That's what they were saying. That's what they were running with. But it looks like what actually happened is different. So in the footage, you see that he's walking past. Looks like he's walking with like a family member, like two girls or something. They're just walking past, and then someone actually approaches him first out of the barbershop that he didn't even mean to approach. This should make a lot more sense. And then this would kind of, I guess, have people thinking that it is some type of self-defense situation. Really, you don't even know, especially with that FaceTime video allegedly, which I already talked about earlier. However, the main thing that's wrong with it, and like why it's probably self-defense isn't gonna work, is number one, New York City is not fucking Florida, it's not Georgia, it's not fucking Idaho. There's no stand your ground law. You're not even really supposed to be having guns in New York City unless you're a police officer. Or I think they have some type of laws like upstate. It's more relaxed if you have like hunting guns and shit, but you're definitely not supposed to be firing guns in the city. Plus, he already got caught on a prior gun charge. However, fucking this scenario, like if it were to go down and they were attacking him, well, it was only one person, but people are saying it looks like it was 5 people. But if that were to happen, I still don't think that he would get off on self-defense, because you can't shoot someone in the back and the neck if it's self-defense, and you have to meet equal, like a threat with an equal force. So if the dude was like just trying to like squabble or fight or whatever, you can't shoot someone for doing that. You know, like even if you feel threatened, you have to meet force with equal force. Technically, even in stand your ground states like Florida and shit, if a dude comes up to you and tries to fight you with like knuckles and shit, you can't fucking shoot him. I mean, maybe if it was like people like coming at you, you'd have a chance at winning a self-defense case, but you can't shoot someone in the back. That's for sure. That's like, everyone knows that that's like a clear case of getting caught with a murder. So, but apparently they're saying that like his lawyer got a tip that, or the NYPD got a tip that it was someone else, but we don't really know what the case is. But the lawyer's trying to say that it was someone else in the whole scenario, even though no one, I don't know, the person that they claim was K Flock was just walking kind of basically with just 2 girls. So we don't really even know. The plot thickens. All I know is it's kind of suspect that NYPD was like holding this evidence, don't you think? Like they probably had access to these cameras, but they chose not to use them, probably because they definitely want him off the streets. I don't know if that's because he's young and they think that he's reckless and he has like prior convictions and shit. But it's like, even in that case, you gotta have a fair type of trial for someone. You can't just like leave out certain evidence when there's literally clear evidence that shows like the opposite. And I feel like there's already a problem with this case. If these niggas are basically lying, saying that this scenario went down like one way, then it's like, what else could they be lying about, you know? And it seems like a pretty big fuck up. They spent all that time like investigating everything, but they didn't even investigate that like he fucking had like the footage, that the story that they made was basically completely wrong. And it's definitely weird, because it's not like, I don't know, like if he really did FaceTime the op or whatever, then that would kind of it still wouldn't make sense unless he FaceTimed him and then wasn't expecting to see him allegedly and then ran into him. But then, I don't know, it's just like kind of a weird like plot twist with it. But all I know is if the NYPD is telling lies, then it's like, what else could they be lying about, you know? And it's definitely not cool when it comes to people's freedom that they're lying, but it just shows like how badly they want him in jail. However, even if it was self-defense or whatever, it's definitely not looking good, because there's no such thing as self-defense. I don't think there's a stand your ground in New York. And I think even if it was, you have to meet, like, if the other dude didn't have a gun, already it's an L. If the other dude was running away, already it's an L. So who knows what the fuck really happened. I'm sure details are coming out soon. I mean, like, the fucking lawyer is saying the police should release the tapes for the murder. So if the police actually had this footage, I feel like it might, I don't know, man, like, isn't that some type of like tampering with evidence on the police's part if they had this footage in advance and they weren't trying to like share it, even though they knew that that wasn't the case, and then spinning a false story about saying that he was the one that went inside the barbershop and he was the aggressor and everything like that? It's just not adding up. So altogether, this story is not really adding up. But I feel like it's more not really adding up on the police side rather than Kay Flock's side. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But I don't know. I feel like it's not really going to change much, because at this point, what can you even really do? I mean, like, you can't really, there's no, I mean, maybe you could say self-defense, but if the other person didn't have a gun, if the other person was running, you can't really say it was self-defense like that, unless it was like something that we don't even know. Maybe I don't know though. If you're getting shot in the back of the neck, there's no way to really spin that to make it seem like it wasn't your fault, because I'm pretty sure even police get in trouble when someone gets shot in the back of the neck. And I know for certain that this shit is in Florida. Maybe in Florida this shit could have worked out, and yeah, but like with prior gun convictions, it's not looking good. I'd say his career, hopefully he beats this, because his music is fire. But I mean, RIP to whoever lost an individual, you know, that shit is sad too. We got to be thinking about it on both sides, and if it really did occur like that, then it's all fucked. And this shit is like in the holidays and shit. But obviously there's gonna be more to the story, because the police were withholding evidence and shit. So I don't know, we're gonna see. But I don't even know how they really even know it was him. I mean, it could have been him, but I don't know. This nigga if he deleted everything off his Instagram, so if he was rocking that same fit before and then this shit happened, that shit would be crazy. Niggas are really not thinking. And then like the FaceTime video off rip already has a lot of questions about this shit that I don't know how the fuck they're gonna be answering, man. And it's definitely just not looking good in general, because it's definitely gonna be some time. And you know, New York shit be taking ages and shit. But hey, let me know, you think that the fucking cops are just trying to conspire to fucking lock this nigga up, or you think that he's really just like in the wrong place at the wrong time? Because that's what it kind of looks like with the footage. But the footage obviously doesn't tell the whole story. We don't know what the fuck is good. But hey, man, apparently people were saying that he was going around in the ops hood and shit, walking around like looking for niggas and shit like that, in which case then maybe someone would confront him. But it's crazy. No one really even knows what the fuck is good till more details come out, and even then we might not even know. But until then, real stay safe shit. You already know what the fuck going on. Like, comment, subscribe. Go cop the fucking merch, link in the description. We out.